Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live at 5. It is Tuesday, March 26th. I'm Beth Stevens.
I'm Paul Wontorek.
And we are here in the studio with Ms. Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
Hey, Beth, who's our guest today?
Our guest is Jenny Jules from Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I felt like I had to say Potter, not Potter.
I know, you really went there.
Because we're being British today.
There. I just also want to say, the reason why we started 2 minutes late is because I was late, because I went to Beth Level's caricature unveiling.
You're
at
so
Cider's.
fancy. You're all
there.
there.
Well, I just had to congratulate.
You had to go see a Tony winner.
Beth Level. She got a caricature.
It's fine.
Congratulations, Beth Level.
Yay.
Friend of the site.
We will talk about that and more after our top 5.
We love this news so much more than just a bushel and a peck.
Okay, wow.
Okay.
Take back my mink, because Guys and Dolls is becoming a movie musical.
Let the dream
So
casting begin.
this is interesting. I feel like as long as I've been working at Broadway.com, we've been talking about a new movie of Guys and Dolls. It's been, for the last 5 or 6 years.
We've been talking about our
we
people.
Always talk about it. Maybe not us. Guys and Dolls is, of course, the fantastic Frank Lesser musical based on Damon Runyon's amazing Times Square characters, gangsters and showgirls, Jersey
Nathan
accents, Nathan Detroit, Adelaide, all of that. Anyway, they announced that it was coming back to the big screen, that TriStar is developing and producing a new movie musical. Now, the reason why I said this is because Channing Tatum at one point we wrote about was being discussed for being in this, along with David Gordon-Levitt. Is that,
what?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is
What year was
that's
this?
why I said, I was like, wait a minute, I've heard about this before. So
You
there have been rumors about bringing Guys and Dolls back to the big screen, and now the rumors are back, and now TriStar is involved, and that's all we know. No casting, no creative teams, but in development.
Good music.
And we found out he was going from one band to another.
All right, so there's a world premiere of August Rush. That was a movie.
We've been talking about this musical for a long time,
It's the musical adaptation of the beloved, it says right here, beloved
It
2007
that
film.
I've never seen.
That I've never seen.
But I'll have to if it's
Guys,
beloved.
it's so good.
It's well loved. It's making its world premiere at Aurora, Illinois Paramount Theater this spring, directed by Tony winner John Doyle.
Huh.
It will run from April 24th.
I thought it already premiered
through
somewhere.
June 2nd,
I
apparently
guess I was
not.
wrong. They've been doing a lot of
We've just been
readings and
talking about
workshops
it.
of it.
It's around. The cast will be led by George Aboud, am I saying it correctly, from The Band's Visit as Lewis Chapman with John Hickok, Lena Rideout, and Sidney Shepherd. Big deal. This is a big deal. Oh, let me tell you. August Rush is the story of Evan Taylor, an 11-year-old orphan who believes in music the way some believe in fairy tales. From one foster home to the next, Evan refuses to give up hope in finding his parents. On this relentless search, he surrenders himself to the symphony of the sounds in the city and follows the music, discovering his own genius along the way.
Now that you explain the plot, I realize I have seen it.
Listen to this.
Highmore's
Book
in it.
and lyrics by Glenn Berger, who is famous for...
Spider-Man, turn off the dark!
And the expose book about Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark later. And the music and lyrics by Mark Mancina, who scored the original film.
Yeah.
So look out for that.
And a trio of all-stars have been announced to work in this highly anticipated new musical.
This
Okay,
was
this
not a
is-
slow news day. There's a lot going
This is
on.
There's a
big
lot
deal.
going on.
The Princess Bride is a movie everyone loves, I feel like.
This is a beloved film.
Not just because of Mandy, not just because of Mandy Patinkin, although that's a big part of it. And Carrie
Robin
Ellis, who looks
Wright,
good in
come
those
on.
costumes,
Yeah.
and Wallace Shawn, and Christopher Guest,
Wally
and
Shawn.
Robin Wright. And
All the
anyway,
people.
it's a really good movie.
Such a good
and
movie.
people have been sort of dreaming of a Broadway musical of this movie for
And
a long time,
that's
and
true.
now
Agreed.
it's actually happening. And Disney Theatrical is actually developing it, and the creative team is amazing. We have David Yazbek, who is in tech right now for Tootsie, and of course he also has a Band's Visit on Broadway, which he won a Tony Award for, and book writers Bob Martin, who of course wrote The Prom and
Yes.
was in Drowsy Chaperone and
Wrote The Drowsy Chaperone.
and wrote that, and Rick Ellis, who's represented right now on Broadway by The Cher Show and off Broadway by Jersey Boys, and
Yeah.
this is an amazing team of people. That's all we know. But
That's enough to know.
I feel like
That's a
we're
lot.
in good hands. These are very creative gentlemen, and I can't wait to see what they come up with.
And Second Stage Theater just announced its upcoming season, and there's some real good things about to happen.
Oh my gosh, Second Stage. They
Yeah.
have okay, first of all, this is the first time that Second Stage will be producing on all 3 of its stages. Broadway debut of Tracy Letts' dark comedy Linda Vista. Grand Horizons will play they call it the Haze. I call it the Helen Hayes. You can fight me on it later. It's going to mark...
It's confusing because some theaters you say the first name with the person, some you just say the last name.
It's true.
I'm just throwing that out.
Brooks
there.
Atkinson.
Yeah,
The Friedman.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay,
I
moving
just want
on.
there to be a solid rule about it.
There's no rule.
I'm just going to call him by the
married
first
to
name.
the-
What if we call him by the first name?
I like
Like
that.
Kinky Butch is at the Owl.
Then, all right.
I don't know.
All right, so they're going to be at the Helen. I don't think they're going to go for that.
It's not gonna catch
Bess
on.
Not gonna
Wool,
catch on.
Bess Wool will have her Broadway debut as a playwright for Grand Horizons, and they are going to revive Richard Greenberg's Tony-winning play, Take Me Out.
Good play.
Directed by Scott Ellis.
Which is the story of what? A gay guy that falls in love with baseball unexpectedly. Is that a good summary?
No, well, there's that,
And
but
naked
there's also
guys. There's naked
also-
guys in it.
there's that.
A lot of shower scenes.
It's about a baseball player who comes out.
Oh, right.
We have
I
different
kind
memories.
of led with the subplot.
Yeah, you
But
led with-
Dennis O'Hare won a Tony Award.
Dennis O'Hare
for
has
it.
a beautiful monologue. in it.
Oh, so good. He's the gay guy. You're right. It's about more than
No, I'm
that.
here for you. Okay. Off Broadway, they are going to produce Will Eno's The Underlying Chris at the Tony Kaiser Theater. Alex Shear's Our Dead Drug Lord. What a title.
What a title.
At the McGinn Kazal. So they have 3 stages, right? They have McGinn Kazal Uptown,
They're taking over.
the Tony Kaiser on 43rd, and the Hayes, or the Helen Hayes, or as we like to call it, the Helen. And they will have 2 additional off-Broadway productions to be announced. Casting and additional information is coming your way at a later date. There you go.
And we're going to be going down the rabbit hole for this cast recording.
Yeah, so Alice by Heart is playing right now at MCC Theater through April 7th. It is by Stephen Sater and Jesse Nelson and Duncan Sheik.
I like how you ordered those 3.
I did it based on how they're written on the paper. Anyway, the musical is ending April 7th, but you can listen to it forever because Ghostlight Records is recording it. And that's the big news.
That is big
that's
news.
exciting. What else is on the site, Beth?
Well, we have George Salazar's vlog from Be More Chill, where
Right.
he takes us into the recording studio for the original Broadway cast album.
Okay.
Pretty
speaking
exciting.
Of cast albums.
We have your piece on Carvin's.
Carvin Lassant, who is fantastic in Hamilton. He
Mm.
plays George Washington, and he is just an amazing guy. Check this feature out and watch the video because he has a lot
It's
to say.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah, he's great.
We have Christy Altamar, who was just sitting right here last week. She gave us an exit interview for Anastasia. Because
Oh, wait. While I was broadcasting live on my Instagram from the Sardi's event, somebody wrote, please give a new vlog to Anastasia. That was like one of people's comments. I'm like, it's closing.
It's closing on March
I'm so
31st.
sorry,
but it's,
people
it's-
just want vlogs.
They do.
Love it.
Also, we just pulled an old clip of Sutton Foster in the very first episode of
Who
Side by
discovered this
Side.
again?
Miss Caitlin Moynihan.
Caitlin Moynihan discovered this.
I remembered
Sometimes
watching
it's-
it.
Oh, do
As
you
a
really
fan.
remember?
I
Sometimes we
remember.
forget our content.
I
But
really
Susan
remember.
Blackwell, the
Yourself.
very first episode ever of Side by Susan Blackwell, when it used to have 3 guests at once. So the 3 guests were
Jonathan
birthday boy,
Jonathan Groff.
Happy birthday,
birthday,
Jonathan
John.
Groff. And Laura Menanti, who's killing it up at My Fair Lady, and Sutton Foster. And at the end, when they do the Susan's Fancy Jukebox at
Yes.
the end, where you sing something, Sutton sang what?
She sang Till There Was You.
Which
Just
she'll
a-
be singing on Broadway
little
to Hugh
snippet.
Jackman next year in The Music Man. So
That's right.
fun.
Let's
We'll
check
get
it
a
out. It's
little
only
sneak-
a little clip, but it's so cute.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
really, really fun. So anyway, thank you for noticing that.
You're welcome.
Please find more things that Beth and I forgot about.
Sure thing.
We
will
have been
do.
talking about a lot, but we have more to talk about because Jenny Jules is here.
Yeah.
So thank you, Paul.
I'm out.
We'll
I'm
see
out.
you soon. Caitlin, will you tell us a little bit more about our guest?
Gladly, yes. As you said before, we have Miss Jenny Jules in the studio with us today. She's currently rocking out as Hermione Granger in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway. She's previously been seen on Broadway in The Crucible, and her other stage credits include Father Comes Home from the Wars, Swear, the Vagina Monologues, literally so many. This woman has been in so many things, you guys. It would take all day to list them all. She's incredible. Can't wait to talk to her. Make sure you follow HP Play US to stay up to date on all things Cursed Child and all things Jenny Jules. Leave all of your questions in the comments below, and please welcome Jenny and Beth.
Thank you, Caitlin. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Beth.
Welcome.
Thank you.
The new Hermione. I feel all tingly. How's it going over there at the Lyric Theater?
It's going great. It's going really, really fantastically.
So how long have you been doing this so far?
So far, I think I've done 4 shows, 4 performances.
Okay, so we're just still getting our feet wet, still
Welcome.
getting into the group, because this is a big project.
Wow.
2 plays, tons of magic, hashtag keep the secrets. We're not going to go there. But how does it feel to just be a part of this production?
It feels incredible. I feel like I'm having my best dream. And I don't want to wake up. I don't want to pinch myself. So I'm waiting for the alarm clock to go off. But it's not
It
going to
won't.
go off because
a
it's
real
real.
dream. It's a real Broadway dream.
It really is.
Were you a Potterhead before this project?
I
came
was a
along?
Potterhead before this project. Yes.
Tell me more. So you read the books. Tell me everything.
I read the books. I was in luck, so I'm taking my bracelets off because they make lots of noise.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I read the books, and I was in love with all of them, with Hermione, with Harry, and Ron just made me cry. And when I heard that there was a play, I just thought, oh my God, that's amazing, that's amazing. And then I heard that they were adult in the play.
Right. It's not based on the books. It's starting where the books leave off,
Yes,
right?
starting at the end. Yes.
Starting at the end.
And then I read that Noma Dumuzweni was cast as Hermione Granger. She's a girlfriend of mine. And I burst into tears and cried and just went, that's so amazing, I can't wait to see her. And then when I heard it was coming to Broadway, I was like, okay, now I'm going to hustle.
It's like you had a checklist of excitement, and it all got checked off the list.
It all got checked off the list. It was all perfect. And that's why I'm in a dream. That's why I'm in a dream.
So did Noma give you any tips on?
She
on
totally did.
Oh, I want to hear.
Yeah, I
Are
had
they
lunch with her. I had
secret
lunch with her today.
We love her so much. Say hello for us.
I shall. She's just an amazing, incredible woman. And I was, while in rehearsal and just kind of tripping over myself and trying to do the magic and just being rubbish at it, I would kind of call her and go, no, I need to have a cocktail with you because I need, babe, how'd you do this? Darling, how'd you do that? So she was just always, always ready to give me anything I needed.
Were the tips like the wand, it's all on the wrist? Was it like something like that?
Stuff like that, yeah. Yeah, literally.
The
Wrist action.
wandography.
Yeah, practice your wrist action.
Yeah. Now, I should say, also in the studio with us today is your husband,
Yes.
Mr. Ralph Brown, who is making his Broadway debut in The Ferryman. So you are truly the Broadway power couple. How does that feel? First of all, you're both in such long, incredible projects. I mean, this is not like a 90-minute thing and go have a drink. This is an incredible undertaking for both of you. Do you see each other, or is this why you're here today? This is your couple time.
Get a glimpse of her on a Tuesday.
The only time to see each other is during interviews. So tell me how that's for both of you to be on the Broadway schedule.
It's amazing, actually. We're trying to work things out, like housework and looking after our cats and taking care of ourselves and other things. So we're trying to make time for each other.
Have you seen each other in the works?
Yes. Well, Ralph saw half of me.
Half of you?
Yeah, he saw half of me. He saw part one dress rehearsal, and then he had to go to Ferryman to perform. And I've
Also a
seen
very
him
long
in the
play.
Ferryman, and I think he's amazing.
He's Muldoon.
Yes.
Scary. Yeah, he's a scary individual. Now, are you a Hufflepuff, Ralph? Oh, and Hermione? Not Hermione, but Jenny, what are you?
Gryffindor.
Did you all go through the Potter, the Hogwarts houses? You had
Yes.
to? Did you do it on Pottermore?
Yes,
That's good to know. So you're a Gryffindor.
I'm a Gryffindor.
Noma told us she was a Ravenclaw.
I know.
And Caitlin and I are both Ravenclaw.
Yes, we are.
Are you? Ah,
Yes, we have to do
very
it.
Bright.
I never thought of doing this until Harry Potter came to Broadway. I know you've got questions, so we're gonna, because I know you're scrolling over there.
There were
So we're
so
gonna
many
go to your
questions.
questions.
Amazing. So the first question is from Erin, and she wants to know that, when Noma was cast, it was truly incredible because it was a breakthrough from the norm. So how does it feel to be following in her footsteps? And, what does it feel like to be able to be this new version of Hermione? And just what's it like?
It's great. It's fantastic. Like I said before, she's my friend, and I love her, and she's an amazing performer. And we're different. My approach is different. But what is great is she left me the most beautiful map, this amazing track for me to follow in the works. So I follow her track, and I add bits of myself and bits of other things in the works. But what is really interesting is my Ron and my Harry are different. So
Right.
Ron, Harry, Hermione are a unit, and so the experience will be a new, different experience.
Of course, you're with James Snyder. So
Yes.
what is it like for you to work with Americans having their British accents on stage, and then off stage they're just like, hey, what's going on? Hey.
They're really great, they're really good at it. And Matt Mueller plays Ron. They're really studious, and they take care with the sound. And every now and again somebody will say, Jenny, does that sound right? And I'm like, yes, just be confident. Just trust that it does. Because everyone's worked so hard on all the elements, on the magic, on our new skills that we have, and on learning the accent.
Now, this is, of course, not your Broadway debut. You made your Broadway debut in The Crucible, Ivo Van Hove's very terrifying Crucible revival. So what is it with you and, let's just say, magical elements? Let's put it that way.
And witchy things.
Witchy things.
I think maybe I might be a witch.
Okay, good.
And
Glad to
everyone
clear it
knows,
up.
and so there we go. Just
But a good witch.
typecast. A good witch.
A good witch. A good witch.
Amazing. Yes. So Michelle said that you talked about how excited you were when you first found out about this show. But when you found out it was 2 parts, did any part of you be like, oh, that's a lot? Or were you just like, I don't care that it's basically 2 full plays? Or how have you approached it differently?
I love that it's 2 full plays. I've never, ever worked like this before. And it's any challenge for me is my favorite day. So it wasn't just 1 play. It's 5 hours of theatre. I'm like, yes! Yeah.
It's like a ferryman and a quarter.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that fact that it's 2 plays. And what's really
What is a
exciting...
2-play day like for you?
2 play day, so exciting.
Okay, I
did,
wanna hear
did
everything.
them on Saturday and Sunday, first time. So Saturday, we did the first part, and then Saturday day matinee, then Saturday evening we did the second part. And it's like, oh my God, we don't have to do the first part again. We're doing a whole new play. So every time we
So
appear
you were
in one
fresh for
day,
it.
we're doing a whole new thing. It's actually really exciting and refreshing.
Let's reintroduce you a little bit to our audience. Tell me about your start as a performer in London.
My start. I wanted to be an actor when I was about 5 years old because my brother was cast in a play at Christmas, and my birthday's near Christmas, and they didn't cast me. I had my hand up in the classroom, and they didn't pick me, and the play was on my birthday. And I was like...
This is a sad story.
It really is. It's really depressing. And I just thought, I can be better than him. He's just a boy. and so I was determined to show everyone that I could actually do that as well and that they should have picked me. And I keep saying to myself, maybe if you didn't try and... maybe if it was something else. You know, if he was going to do brain surgery and I wanted to be competitive in that, then maybe I'd be a brain surgeon. But having said that, I absolutely love being an actor. Always have. I started performing regularly in the Tricycle Youth Theatre in Kilburn in London. And then I was offered my equity card, and I never stopped.
Tricycle Theatre is very famous. Broadway audiences know it from the 39 Steps, which came here
That's
from
right.
that. But now they've changed their name, I think.
Yes, they're called the Kiln.
The Kiln Theatre. We're going to call it the Tricycle anyway. The Tricycle Theatre, but they had like real professional people working with youth.
Yes.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
you're working with real directors.
Real directors,
You know,
real-
professional people.
Yeah, professional playwrights, producers. Yeah, it was
brain
fantastic.
surgery didn't have a chance. You were going to be a performer all the way. So you had on-the-job training.
Yeah, I did.
That's the best way to do it, I think.
Well, it's worked out okay for me so far.
So far. So far. All right, we
So
can
good.
take just a couple more questions,
Yes.
Caitlin.
So Erica would like to know that what is one thing that has surprised you the most about learning about Hermione so far in this process? Like, what has surprised you the most?
Her compassion, I think. I always thought that Hermione was compassionate, but really to feel the weight of how much she cares about the people in the world and the people in the magical world and the people in her family and in her society is really massive. And she's such a responsible woman. She's got the broadest shoulders. She's not afraid of anything. Even if she's wrong, she will stand up and say, I was wrong. And I absolutely love that about this character.
She has a lot of integrity.
She really does.
Did you go back and read the books?
I am in the process of reading the books.
For how many times have you done this now?
This is only the second time,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'm in Azkaban, the Prisoner of Azkaban at the moment,
Wow.
which just makes
Best
me
book.
laugh. J.K. Rowling is such a funny writer. I just keep laughing at things.
Have you had a chance to meet her?
No, not
I'm
yet.
sure you will.
I'm sure you
Oh,
will.
I can't wait for
You're
that day.
Hermione. You're going to meet her. All
You're
right,
gonna be- Let's do one more question.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a big one.
Okay.
Not really. It's just fun. Andrew wants to know that what has been the best like audience reaction so far? Has there been like a sweet moment post show that you're just like taking to heart in the past, 4 times that you've done the show?
On Saturday afternoon, in the front row, there was a little girl, young girl. And there are some fantastic things that happen, and I'm not going to be a spoiler, but there's a change that goes on stage. So people morph and things happen. And this little girl couldn't believe that she saw somebody transform into something else on stage, live in front of her. And she started squealing. And she squealed for about 5 minutes, and I couldn't stop giggling. So I was giggling on stage with her just going, wow, wow, wow. It made my whole life.
That's the magic of live theater,
Magic,
isn't it?
man.
It's
That's
the
incredible.
Best. It's the best. All right, what else do we need to know about Harry Potter? You don't need to prepare. You just need to go.
Just go.
You don't need to know anything about that world. But if you do, you'll get a little more layers, I think.
Yeah, and if you don't know anything, my sister came over to see our opening last week, and she didn't know anything, never read anything. She saw it, and she said, now I'm going to go on Pottermore. I'm going to find out what I am, what house I'm going to be sorted into, and I'm going to read all of the books.
And apparently, Gryffindors and Hufflepuffs have wonderful relationships. So just keep that in mind. Ralph is going like this. You guys, I don't need to tell you to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I know you're going to. Jenny, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Beth. My pleasure.
Good luck with the rest of the week in your show. Caitlin, will you take us home?
Gladly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for #live@5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Chris McCarroll of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.